Hello, I am DeadSlot142 and welcome back to a brand new video. Yes, it's been a long time since I made a video. Been over about a month. I was going to make a video last week because it was 1 year anniversary of this channel, but I got a cold and everything, so I couldn't really do it. But now we are back making some videos and looking forward to it. But today is a brand new video anyway. It's an inspirational idea, but a new video where I will show models, but a different way. This is called From the Old Wars. Well, I'll be talking about some machines from the old series. Yes, I'm going to show some robots that competed in the previous series that I did before, Dead Stop Wars. Kind of try and give a bit of history about the robots, what I can remember, because it was a long time since they competed in the arena, so I've got to try and remember how they did, because I've lost the records of what they did. I think I've still got them, but they're somewhere in the never-ending place that is my room. But yeah, we're gonna go do 6 robots per episode. This is a new series as well. I'm gonna do episodes of this where we just go through old robots that competed in the old series, how they did in the old series as well, when they probably made their first appearance. If I can try and remember when they made their first appearance, because I competed that so many times, I just can't remember. But well, yeah. Without further ado, let's get on with our first robot. So the first robot we're going to talk about is Goth. Now, you will all know who Goth is by now. Goth 2, who competes in Dead Slot Wars to this date. But they actually competed in the old series, as you can see, Goth 2. But this is their original version. This is Goth 1. Yes, now Goth 1, I think, originally first appeared in Series 4 of the old series, making their first appearance, or maybe Series 9, not Series 9, or Series 3, can't remember. But they appeared in the first in Series 4 with this version, and in Series 5 with its very first version. This is the first version, the original robot. I think the idea for Goth came from the game, because I believe there's a machine from Arenas of Destruction called Goth. So I decided to design a machine around that. This was the original Goth, as you can see, is a bit damaged. Made out of, I think, crafting card, a bit like this one. I can't remember how they did. I think they made the second round, and I think they got eliminated in the first round of the second series. Or there might have been a heat finalist, because I know they were seeded for that series. And I think they got beaten in the second round. Can't remember by who. I think they appeared in the very last heat of the Series 4. I think they were defeated by a machine called 2012. That might be the robot they lost to, 2012, in the heat final. This machine, looking like this, got some really gothical colours. And this was the original version. And then, obviously, for now, and then I was going to do a potential Series 6, built this version. A new low to the ground robot. Obviously a lot better, and if you watched Dead Stop Wars Series 1 by now, I'm going to give a spoiler in 3, 2, 1. Yep, well, they are the current champions of Dead Stop Wars Series 1, after defeating Rainbow 2 in the final. And yeah, they made their debut, which I think Series 4 must have been about 2012, which was the second to last series I ever did. So that was in 2012. So they competed with this very version. Not getting much success with this one. Obviously a lot bigger than its current successor. But yeah, so this is the original Goth. So yeah, these competed in the original series with this version. So the next robot I want to go on to is a very old competitor in this competition, making their debut probably way back in 2008, when I first started doing my own fan-made series, long time ago, when I started watching Hogwarts 94's Lego Bots. I thought that'd be a cool idea to do, build my own robots, give it a go myself. And well, here it is. I've shown you off before. This is Raging Nightmare. I think they made their first appearance in Series 1. Obviously made out of an old light bulb box. It has no relations, I don't think, to the Raging Nightmare from Robot Wars. Or I might have named it after that, but I can't remember. But this version, I don't think it did very well. But it was because this box came like this. I mean, this front-end flipper was like that with the box, and it just looked like a front-end flipper. So I decided to design a robot around it, give it a turret roll back base, stick a robot together, and I made its first appearance. I think it lost to Danton Key on a couple of occasions. I think they may have made them. I don't think they made any appearances in the last couple of series. I can't remember if they might have made their last appearance in Series 3. I don't know. I am planning on maybe return this to the arena in Desert Wars, probably, not sure, but they may attempt the qualifiers for Series 2, but there may be an old Legends special with all these robots one day in the future. Raging Nightmare made their debut back in 2008, I think. They made several appearances in different competitions I've done over the years, like annihilated qualifications and stuff like that, but not really made too much of a effort in the competition. Always going around in the first round, but they've always been in this competition. As being one of my first robots, built back in 2008 when I first started doing it. And yeah, obviously been retired since then, not really used it that much since then, but yeah, no, we could see him again. Would you like to see Raging Nightmare make a return? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Right. Next robot is going to be Swan 3. Now, you've obviously already seen Swan 3 in Dead Slot Wars, but I've got both versions I'm gonna show you. Now, this is the original Swan 3. This is the current version of Swan 3. Oh yeah, obviously in the series I'm gonna show old and present versions of the robots. Now, this version I built back in probably 2010, I think. 2010 or 2011, I can't remember when I built this one. Made entirely out of a sheet of paper, this robot. All out of paper, not cardboard. Paper robot this is. The original Swan, I don't know if I have the over two versions of Swan. Swans 2 and 1. But the name came from, well, I built the original robot out of pipe cleaners, and it looked like a swan, so I decided to call it Swan. And the first two versions weren't that successful. And then in Series 4, they came back with this version. They built this version. This is the original robot that won, where they actually won it, where they beat in the first rounds, beat Henry VIII and two other robots, can't remember. Then they beat, I think, Wheelie Bee Cheese in the second round. And then they beat Firestorm in the semi-finals. Dan Tomke and All Machine they beat. Can't remember, they beat in the first round the eliminators of the grand final, but they beat the Evil Bot 2 with a good KO, flipping them out of the arena, sending them out. And then they came back for Series 5, getting through the first heat, beating both Fire Drill in the second round, and then eventually defeating Kidsbot 3, the original. Well, no, actually Kidsbot 2, the original Kidsbot, which used to compete in the series, in the heat final. And then in eventually being defeated by Pussycat in the first round of the semi-finals, and defeated by Pussycat that year. And then they came back for last year for the Spring Championship, and that's when this version of Swan 3 was retired because it's just old and it has a really powerful flipper. It can flip a lot of robots. If we get some in, actually I won't test it, but yeah, this is the original version that won Series 4 of the old series. Beaten lots of great robots on the way to get there. The original version. And then I just decided after the Spring Championships, it lost in the first round actually to Mastiff in the Spring Championships. And then I decided to completely rebuild Swan 3 into this version, which is a lot better version. It's still based off the original version because I like this version, so I decided to base it off the original version of Swan 3 and just rebuild it, update the artwork and stuff. But get a better look, and obviously doing really well in Dead Wars Series 2. Well, not Series 2, Series 1, making our way to the grand final, finishing 4th. They will be back in Series 2, season number 4. So yeah, Swan 3. This is the original robot it competed with back in when it won the series. I think back in 2010 or maybe 2011 or 2012. Can't remember. Been a long time since I did that series, but I think I used to do like 2 a year sometimes. But yeah. So yeah, this was the Series 4 when it was called Robot Wars back then. It wasn't called Dead Wars back then. It's called Robot Wars. I did my old show. So yeah, this was the original Swan 3, and now the modern Swan 3, which we use in Dead Wars now. So that is Swan 3, both versions of Swan 3. Well, there's 2 Swan 3s, but I just decided to use the original shape and stuff because it was a successful robot and one of my favourite machines as well. Right, another robot that's competed in the old series and my original robots. This is called Fragrance Attack 5. Now, you've seen this machine in Series 1 in Heat P. They lost in the first round. But these have been competing in my series since I started doing it again, all the way back in 2008. The name comes from an old fragrance box that I used. Now, I don't know if you how many of you use old fragrance boxes. Now they have like flappy bits in. I used it as a flipper and called it Fragrance Attack. Met Razor countable times and suffered lots of damage. And rebuilt it over the years. I don't have all the old original versions of Fragrance Attack anymore, I don't think. But I decided to create this version, which is the version that competed in Series 5 and did very, very well in that series, where they made it all the way to the series semi-finals, being defeated by Chaos 2. They were going to be seeded number 10 for Series 6, but I decided not to do Series 6 and decided to turn it all into a YouTube series. And yeah, now they're here in the with this version, doing really well, beating some good machines on that route. Can't remember who they played against because it's been such a long time since I did Series 5 of that series. It was back in like 2013 since I did it, or 2014, can't remember. But Fragrance Attack 5 been competing in the arena for quite a while. Not a bad robot either. This version, even though it did lose in the first round of Series 1 of Dead Wars, but they will hopefully return or hope to try and qualify again for Series 2. But yeah, Fragrance Attack 5 being here for quite a while. Yeah, they've been competing in the old series and now hope to compete even more. So these are like the originals, if you like to call it. If some series have original robots, I'd say they're probably one of them, like Swan 3 and maybe Raging Nightmare for me as well. Another robot I'd say is an original robot. I'm going to show you. Now it's kind of retired because it's just falling apart. I'd say it's one of my really first proper models I ever really built. The first one I was really proud of, basically. And it's Voldemort 3. They're now retired. Obviously, yes. You saw this again in the very last heat of Dead Wars Series 1 in Heat P, where they lost in the first round again. They have been competing in this series for quite a while with this version. This version's probably over 9 or 10 years old since I built it back in like 2010 or something like that. Can't remember when I built it. 2011, 2012. One of my first models I built, and I really loved it because it was one of my proudest models I built, because it's got like a self-righting arm at the front. It's got a nice scoop which used to get underneath robots. They've made a couple of semi-finals, about 2 or 3 semi-finals in my competition. They made the semi-finals in Series 3, Series 4, Series 5. Mostly always ended up losing to the champions. They actually lost to Swan 3 in Series 4 when they won Series 4, Swan 3. But they've always been in the arena, doing really well. It's just now retiring, as you can see. It's now scoops coming apart, even though I might repair it. I mean, we could was think about a couple minutes ago repairing it and maybe bring it back to the arena, but the self-righting arm's about coming off now. And yeah, it's a good machine. Or they might just rebuild this robot, because it is part of the original series. It's been there. Can't remember what the old ones used to look like. I don't know where the inspiration came from. Obviously, Voldemort is named after a Harry Potter villain. I don't really watch Harry Potter, but the name sounds cool anyway. So, but yeah, this is Voldemort 3. Been in the arena for a long time, competing in this arena. It's a very, don't know if it's since the very first series. They might have competed since like Series 2 or something. Yeah, but they're part of the original tree, I'd say. Because I got a lot of original robots that have just competed, but there's a lot of robots I've unfortunately gone to robot heaven. But there's a lot of robots I do aim to rebuild again, because there are so many good ones that I feel like they deserve to return to the arena and fight once again. Also, I don't have the original parts from anymore, but we will try. And then the last robot, another robot that's competed from a very long time. This is called, I don't think I've ever showed or you've ever heard of this robot before. This is called Craft Evolution. Craft Evolution has been in the arena for quite a while. The original versions being built out of Lego have really powerful flippers to begin with. Can't remember how they did well they did, but I think some of them may have reached the semi-finals of the series. Don't know where the name. It used to be just called Craft 1, 5 and 6. Good robots. Used to throw many machines out in the arena. Always been competing in. This is the but this version here competed in the last series, Series 5, where they actually made the heat final. Well, that was actually a good heat. I'll tell you a story about that heat. The robot they faced, I don't have anymore, called. Actually, I'm planning on rebuilding them for Midnight Terror. They're called Ghoul's Revenge. Now, Ghoul's Revenge, they're named after the ghouls in my favourite game in Warcraft. And it was like a pusher, like lifter robot. They beat some good robots on the way to the final. Beating number 5 C is Ninja Bot 3, which is a good robot. Well, no, not actually Ninja Bot 2. Had a really powerful, it was a really powerful full body spinner. When defeated seed number 5 in that series, of beaten, caused a massive upset. And then they met this one, Craft Evolution, in the heat final, where Craft Evolution unfortunately lost to them. Well, they lost to them, and Craft Evolution was beaten. I can't remember who else they beat. I think they actually might have knocked out Panic Attack in that series. Or they might have knocked out a seeded, because they were unseeded for that series as well. With this flipper is a very relatively powerful flipper as well. Obviously, it looks a bit like a Thermidor shaped flipper. It's a triangle shaped flipper. But that was not the original design. I can't remember what the original design used to look like. But they've been competing since Series 1, I'd say. This team, and I've been in it ever since, and hoping to this version is hoping to probably qualify for Series 2, hopefully, maybe, I don't know, but yeah, they were part of the original series that they used to do. Yeah. So that's all the robots from the old wars. I hope you found that interesting. Little bit of history lesson behind the robots. I used these machines competing in old series, the old versions and some of the current versions as you see them today. But yeah, thought this would be a little bit different. I was going to do something like this for my 1 year anniversary video of old robots and new robots, where just show off the original versions. I mean, I don't have the original versions of every robot anymore. I might do somewhere, but what I know I've got in the retired box. So I've got a box full of retired robots, and yeah, there are a lot of robots I've still got in the series that I still kind of own. But yeah, there's some robots that didn't really do well, but just fun to show them off. And I mean, these are just yeah, what we call video to do. Yeah, it's also sort of inspired by history videos that robot combat models and the bot builder did about their robots. So I fancy doing a little series of history videos about my old robots as well. I thought, oh, you found this interesting? Did you find it interesting? Let me know down in the comment section down below. If you want to see more episodes of this, I'm going to turn this into a series, so I might do more episodes of this. I show off old robots again, because there are lots of robots I still own that I've not shown you off yet, so I might as well show them off in this way, because they were part of the old series and how they did. I mean, obviously, like I said, can't remember how well they did because it has been such a long time since I actually did that series. But yeah, hope you found it interesting. If you did, let me know down in the comment section down below, and tell me what you think of, well, the robots, or the original robots, and how well they did. And yeah, hope I made sense in this video as well. And yeah, that's all I have to say for this video. And if you did enjoy it, do give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel, and I shall see you for another video. Goodbye.